All right, we got recording going too. We got 1 minute. All right, let's do it. So again, ES and NQ have both already taken buy side. A little internal SMT here, so we'll see what we want to do at open. And come back, close below this, and work lower. I'm not gonna take this just because it's like going into open, but I'm curious how this plays out. Okay, market opens, runs the highs. So again, we could potentially run through this and go to the next high. That's kind of what I would expect if we want to play out the bullish case. But so far for right now, I wouldn't be looking to take a long because we're so far up in this range, and also internal bias has been taken. If anything, I'd be looking to see lower. So I'm just going to let the market work higher if we do want to. Just want to measure what the point range is just to get an idea of how fast we're moving. We'll see if we close below this change. I might like to take a short. ES is still holding this, though. NQ will be the first asset to get below. All right, I'm going to take a short here. Want to see us fall back inside this range. Gonna take 2 off at this first low. Out 2. I'll go stop at break. There's a likelihood this might get stopped here because we could still pull back. But I'll just try to see if we can catch some momentum. I'm gonna scale these pretty quick too. I'm actually gonna scale another one too. I'll scale out 3. And I'll let the rest go. The last con go. We're in the 5-minute bullish fair value gap. Again, we haven't had technically we've had a 5-minute change here. Nothing on the 15-minute. Again, we're kind of fighting this big imbalance. That's why I'm taking profits earlier, because it could be a rebalance and go higher still. So last con stop at break even. There's a likelihood this still goes lower though, to be honest. Again, I would honestly maybe even re-enter this if we get an internal model. Because ES had the change. I definitely think we want to fall back to this next low. I might just have to sit out of it though, because my entry is going to be a little skewed here. You called that a change in the state where you entered long before that candle closed. Were you anticipating, or do you consider any movement below the large green candle to be a change in the state? Yeah, when market opens and we take this recent high, I'm anticipating to go short, not long, on this change in the state. So I know, like, this first candle, we start to tip it, but the second candle, when we start breaking through it, I want to get in, right? Because I know I'm not really going to be able to get a good entry if I wait, so I'm anticipating the break of it based off of order flow. Yeah, I could have. So this is one of those cases where normally when I'm managing a trade, I'll move my stop to break even on the first price target. But in this case, I could have left my last con, because if I wasn't in a trade, I would be looking at this to enter on the pullback, right? So I either keep my last stop up here and let it go, because again, the model is actually, we had the change, then we pulled back to it. So I could have had a let my last contract stopped at over a little bit higher. If I want a runner at the low, I would put a buy limit at 1 contract. Like if you're gonna take off your runner, is that what you're saying? Like as a price target? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you're in a short, you set a buy limit. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more room on this I could have let go. We'll see what we want to do here now. Again, wipe the slate clean, fresh chart, fresh mind. Let's see what we do here. I'd still be wanting to see us go to this recent low. But again, keep in mind, buy side still above us in the bigger time frame, so we could hold the 15-minute for volley gap. But I do think we kind of want to play out this internal model. We'll see what we want to do here. We're having a rebalance. See what ES is doing too. Again, ES, cleaner, 5-minute change. Put in a little bearish SMT. I expect this next leg down. Well, it looks like ES got there before NQ did. So a little SMT at the low, but it's pretty zoomed in. I'd still probably expect NQ to fall. No 5-minute for volley gap that's opened up. There actually is no imbalance here except for this little 1 minute. I'd still be expecting to see another leg. Let's see if NQ sweeps this high and then rejects. Alright, if NQ wants lower, we shouldn't go much higher than this. We should just take this high and then reject. One-minute structure still doesn't have much clarity. Kind of forced to go to the 15-second, 30-second. We'll see what we want to do here. I could expect a rebalance on ES because we did open up a 5-minute. So actually, I would prefer to see us rebalance first. There we go. And then see if we do want to reject this. Or go back higher. Again, we are holding the 15-minute for volley gap. So ES taps the 5 minute. Let's see if NQ wants to reject here too. Possibility of the bull case. NQ's having a pretty bullish reaction from this, getting above the 5 minute down close candle. We'll see if we want to reject this or not. Still just watching. Nice reaction so far. I'm actually going to take a 2 contract short here after that rejection. I'm going to have a tight stop at that recent high. I just want to see this go fast. Nice rejection. I'm going to go break even automatically. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go break even. I just want to see this go. Whenever I'm entering in a range like this, I just want to, I'm more focused on defense than offense. I just want to get a good entry and see if I can catch momentum. Stop that right there. Again, model's not invalidated yet. Yes, still respecting this, but I'm going to manage risk and just play defense on this side. See what we want to do. Yes, looks to be the weaker asset. It looks cleaner in terms of the 5 minute. Still think this will play out. But I'm gonna, and unless an entry's given to me in terms of good risk, I'll just let it do its thing. I'd want to see ES start to have its next leg down here. Once we get below this down close candle, we should speed up. Do you have a little bullish SMT now at this low? NQ did not take this. When do you mentally decide to not take a trade for the session? Because in my head, it looks inefficient and butt. When I know I'm not gonna get a good entry, or there's no, like, the thing is though is this PA might look inefficient, but the model is not, right? Like the model is playing out. So there's times in which you'll, like, so I took 2 trades, right? I took this initial short, and I took my most of my price target, right? So I made like 3K. I'll check after this. Market comes back up, stops me out last contract, right? I that entered 2 contracts because I know that I can get a good fill. I like ES. I like that we're rejecting the 5-minute. I thought this is kind of where I want to see my entry. The re-enter. I'll enter 2 cons though. Enter 2 cons, put my stop at break even, because also I'm taking into account the inefficiency, right? So I'd rather just play defense and see if I can catch momentum. And have risk off. But like where we are right now, I wouldn't look to re-enter. Number one, because we're back down in discount of this range. But also because we're lacking efficiency. But I would still want to see us speed up. If we want to go lower, I want to see us speed up here, especially now that ES is back below this down close candle. But now we're fighting this bullish SMT too. So now there's too much conflicting things, right? So now the data's starting to shift. The data's starting to shift to say we're lacking efficiency. There's an SMT at these lows. Now, can NQ catch up and play 6 sister? Yeah, I can, but I'm not going to guess, right? I'm not going to guess. But based on ES chart right now, I would still expect us to fall lower because we got below these down close candles. Yeah, that's a big part of it too, right? 830 NFP, so we've already kind of seen a big move, but that's also why I liked the short, because when we have a big move like this, again, I want to catch the rubber band, which is the retracement, right? Back inside the range. The more that we, push up, the more I want to see a retracement back inside the range. Especially when we take buy side, right? So ES plays out the model. Low gets taken. With where NQ is right now, I would honestly expect NQ to catch up. I wouldn't expect this SMT to hold. It could, but I think NQ will probably catch up with ES. I think ES will probably see a little bit lower than this, and then NQ will catch up. And there you go. NQ catches up. ES just goes lower. And again, I told you, most likely when we got below that down close candle, we'd start to speed up. So now just watching price. We'll see what we want to do from here. Still a possibility. We could go lower. But now we're back kind of at the midpoint of the range. So we'll see what we want to do. Where's the music? I'm playing some jazz. Can you hear it? You guys can hear the jazz? Yeah. That's true. What about now? There we go. Honestly, I think we can go a lot lower. We could run this entire move if we want. Are you in a trade? No, no, no. No, I wouldn't take anything now, Fish. This move's already played out. If I was in something, I'd want to be in a runner. I wouldn't be looking to take anything now. Yeah, if this one would have played, this would have been nice. 25402.